to solve another Leetcode problem 866, prime palindrome. So for this problem, we are going to check if a number that is more than and equal to n, and that number going to be a prime number, and at the same time, that number going to be a palindrome number. For example, if n equals to 6, so the next number, if we're going to choose 6, 6 is not a prime number, so we're going to choose 7. So 7 is a prime number and 7 is a palindrome number, so definitely we're going to return 7. So for this problem, instead of using mathematics skills, we're going to use programming skills to solve it. Because for mathematics skills, definitely you need to have a lot of mathematical knowledge. For example, you need to know that 11 is a palindrome. So if something like if the string's length is even, and if it is a palindrome, so it must not be a prime number. So a lot of things you have to remember. Actually, you don't need to remember anything because this is programming. This is not memory checking. So we will not use memory, and we're going to use programming skills to solve it. So we're going to check how many palindrome numbers, like from 1 to maybe 10 to the power of 8. So we're going to check how many palindrome numbers from 1 to 10 to the power of 9, because if this n equal to 10 to the power of 8, definitely there's going to be a number which is more than and equal to n. That's going to be a palindrome number. Maybe the length is 10 to the power of 9. So that is also possible. So yeah. So the first step is that we're going to prepare a palindrome array. So inside, I'm going to prepare all those numbers. This kind of programming, we can call it construct. So we're going to construct all the possible cases, and we're going to find the final answer. So it's going to be a list range from 1 to 10. So basically, it is the numbers inside an array. It's going to be from 1 to 9. Now we're going to construct it one by one. So for I in range from 1 to 10,000. And we're going to prepare a string. It's going to be string I plus string I reverse. And we want to put it inside of the palindrome. So we're going to append it, and we're going to append it as an integer. So it's going to be int of s1. And similarly, this is, for example, if we have a number of 1, so 1's reverse is another one. It's going to be something like 11. But there's another way. So we're going to prepare a 1, and in the middle we're going to prepare a 0. It can be even or it can be odd. So 1, 0, 1 is another palindrome. So we're going to just find all the possible cases of the palindrome, and this is just O(n) time. And this n is just 10,000. So that is okay, because 10,000 definitely it works for Leetcode. Yeah. So for j in range from 0 to 10. So s2 gonna equal to, let's just copy and paste from here. And in between, we just need to plus a string of j and plus another one. Yes, so the string of j is just 0 to 9. Now we need to append it in to the palindrome array. So let me just append it. So this is going to be s2. Now we have the palindrome array, we can directly use it. Yeah. So let's just write another function to check if this is a palindrome and if this is a prime number. I think this is easy to write. Let me just write it directly. From here, it's going to be 2 to integer of square root of this number. We're going to use plus 1. So if n modular I equal to 0, we're going to return a false. Otherwise, we're going to return n more than and equal to 2 to check if this is a palindrome number, if this is a prime number. Now we know that if a number is a prime number or if a number is a palindrome number, we know that. This is just the time complexity for here is just square root of n. So if it is 10 to the power of 8, so the time complexity is going to be 10 to the power of 4. So definitely this means we can solve the problem easily. Yeah, so we're going to directly solve it. We're going to check all the palindrome numbers. So for p, maybe this is a palindrome number inside the palindrome. So we just need to use an if tag. If p is more than or equal to n, and is prime p if this number is a palindrome. So definitely we're gonna return this number. Yeah. So this is just the idea. Just 3 lines of code we can solve the problem. Of course, you need to construct it. Normally, this is used a lot in Leetcode problems. You can just copy and paste. And this one is also a lot. You can just copy and paste. Actually, we just need to use the 3 lines of code and solve the problem. Let me just run it. As you can see, it works. Now let me just submit it to check if it can pass. Yeah, because basically for this method, we don't need to remember anything. So everything is just programming. It's not like mathematics skills, we have to remember it. I think this is going to be the best way to solve such kind of problem. And the time and space complexity, yeah, going to be just O(n), and n is 10 to the power of 4 instead of 10 to the power of 8. Or we can say the time and space complexity is square root of n. N is 10 to the power of 8. I think that's all about it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.